No aspect of running for president that intimidates him. George Bush says, no, I have no thoughts or doubts or anything. It's like that misplaced kind of arrogance.
Yeah. Well, God wants me for the job.
And he feels mounting campaign for the White House what he's supposed to be doing. He said, I think a bit of a hurdle initially, but I'm very calm in my heart. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. A lot of people at his prayer palooza told him that God...
I'm very calm in my heart, but my job is to bomb Iran and to kill millions of people.
He was asked
like the same people he dislikes.
That's the plot of the Dead Zone. Yeah. I'm telling you.
He was
Greg
asked.
Stilson.
He was asked if he spoke to George W. Bush. The Republican hopeful said he called Bush early in this process, and he said, "You'll do what's right." He said, "You don't want to wake up when you're 70 and go, I wish I'd tried that. I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd had the opportunity to screw up America as much as George Bush."
Please, Bush wishes he hadn't quit drinking. And just
I should have started more wars. What was I thinking? Such a slacker.
God. All right, here are the not-so-fun facts. This is just this one woman's take. Laura Chapin wrote this piece. His abysmal record on women's health. If you're a woman from Texas, or indeed any woman, there's a lot to dislike about Governor Rick Perry. The vanity, the boorishness, the belief you're too stupid to make your own medical decisions. The weird resemblance to Animal House's Niedermeyer in his college photo.
No.
You're all worthless and weak.
In the tradition of my idol, Molly Ivins, I'm going to start a new group, Texas Women Enraged by Rick Perry, TWRP for short. She writes, I feel obliged to point out that on a practical level, Rick Perry has made it pretty lousy for women in Texas, especially women at the bottom of the economic ladder. He's also made it pretty lousy for anybody who doesn't look like him. In just one session, Republicans managed to screw children, women, gays, immigrants, teachers, the elderly, Hispanics, the unemployed, and the uninsured. The only people who got off easy were the white guys. Can't imagine why. Texas dead last in the number of non-elderly women without health insurance, 6th nationally in the percentage of women in poverty. 1 in 5 Texas children lacks health insurance, the highest rate in the nation. Perry tried to opt out of Medicaid on top of that, which provides health care to the most vulnerable Texas populations, including pregnant women and children. When it comes to reproductive health care, the state budget guts family planning, leaving 284,000 Texas women without birth control or access to basic reproductive health. This will also likely increase the abortion rate. Texas has the worst rate of pregnant women receiving prenatal care in the first trimester, according to a new report. Though Texas has the highest percentage of its population without health insurance, the highest. The state is 49th in per capita spending on Medicaid and dead last in per capita spending on mental health, according to the report.
That'd be socialist health.
If you're a working-class Texas woman, Rick Perry doesn't want you to have access to birth control or reproductive health care to prevent an unintended pregnancy. But once you're pregnant, the state mandates a sonogram and a lecture to convince you of the error of your ways. After that sonogram and lecture, if you need prenatal care, you're SOL. Once the baby is born, Texas is 47th in monthly benefit payments under the Women, Infants, and Children program, which provides nutrition assistance.
But they can pray for health care.
Sure.
Again, the fundamentalist Christians are the ones who think Jesus wants you to help the less fortunate by cutting all programs that help the less fortunate.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, that's the thing is that these guys, they get away with, Mitt Romney's been out there how many times saying he's a job creator? He knows how. What did I say, 47th?
47th.
Massachusetts, right, 47th in job creation.
And they threw that at him last night.
What's that?
They threw that at him last night, to their credit. They did ask a few tough questions at Fox.
Yeah, and what was Mitt Romney's answer to that?
I think he
dodged
it.
What was the spin?
I pretty much think he dodged it and said, listen to what I'm saying right now and ignore the fact that I was a pro-choice guy who created no jobs.
Look over here. Don't look over there. Look over here.
He wants to. Mitt Romney knows the right way to save the American economy: have your dad die and inherit lots of money.
Yes.
I have to say,
look at me. I'm tough on illegal immigration. Don't think about the fact I couldn't get them off my own front lawn. Don't.
The moderators at last night's debate were actually pretty good at holding their feet to the fire.
Wow.
Yeah, Brett Baer and Chris Wallace.
Some of them,
what
but
the
not Michelle Bachmann. Michelle Bachmann, they just soaked her the whole
they
time.
pussyfooted around her, but the rest of them, they were pretty good.
All right, 29 minutes after the hour, back with more Fridays with Bugle Sang on The Stephanie Miller Show.